Have you ever worked your entire life for something, a promotion, a degree, a certain lifestyle, only to realize, once you finally had it, that it didn't feel the way you thought it would? You thought you'd feel complete. You thought the doubts would vanish. You thought you'd finally be happy. But instead, you felt strangely hollow. This isn't just you. It's a paradox that countless people experience, from world-class athletes to business leaders, to everyday people grinding through the 9 to 5. We chase success because we think it will complete us, but when we finally arrive, we often feel emptier than ever. This is the story of why success feels empty, and how Schopenhauer, one of history's darkest yet most insightful philosophers, can help us understand what's really going on. When you hear the word success, what image comes to mind? For most of us, it's the Instagram highlight reel, the luxury car, the perfect house, a 6-figure salary, thousands of followers. Success today has become a kind of social scoreboard. It's how we prove to ourselves and to others that we're valuable. From the time we're kids, the message is drilled into us: study hard, get good grades, get into the right school, land a good job, climb the corporate ladder. And if you do all this, someday, you'll finally make it. But here's the trap: every time you hit one milestone, the next one appears. Get into college, now you need a good GPA. Get a job, now you need a promotion. Buy a house, now you want a bigger house. It never ends. It's like chasing the horizon. The closer you get, the further it moves away. And while society tells us this is just ambition, philosophers like Schopenhauer believed it's something far deeper and far more dangerous. Arthur Schopenhauer was blunt: life is suffering. But he wasn't being melodramatic. He was being brutally honest about human desire. According to him, behind every action, every dream, every ambition, is something he called the will, an unstoppable, irrational force that drives us to keep wanting. Think about it. Why do you want success in the first place? Not just money or recognition, but that deeper hope that maybe, if you get it, you'll finally feel enough, that the restlessness will quiet down. But Schopenhauer pointed out the cruel trick. The moment you satisfy one desire, another pops up to take its place. You get the raise, and suddenly you're eyeing the next one. You gain followers, but now you want double. You finally achieve stability, and you crave excitement. The will never rests. That's why Schopenhauer said, "Man can do what he wills, but he cannot will what he wills." We don't get to choose what we want. Our desires are not under our control, and that means our suffering isn't either. Picture this: you've been training for years for a marathon. You wake up at 5 a.m., run in the rain, discipline yourself endlessly. Race day arrives. You cross the finish line. The medal is placed around your neck. The crowd cheers. For that moment, you feel euphoric. But then, a week later, you feel restless. What now? Another race? A faster time? This is the hedonic treadmill, a concept in psychology that perfectly mirrors Schopenhauer's philosophy. The treadmill means that no matter how much we achieve, we adapt. The extraordinary becomes ordinary. The joy fades and the hunger returns. This cycle is universal. It's why lottery winners often end up no happier than before. It's why celebrities with fame and fortune still fall into depression. And it's why even you, no matter what success you achieve, eventually feel the emptiness creep back in. Schopenhauer would say this isn't a bug in the system. It is the system. Life swings like a pendulum. He wrote, between pain and boredom. When we desire something, we suffer because we don't yet have it. When we finally get it, we suffer from emptiness. And that's the paradox of success. This isn't just philosophy. You can see it everywhere in the real world. Take Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian in history. After winning 23 gold medals, he admitted he fell into depression and even considered ending his life. He said, "I was a train wreck. I was like a time bomb, waiting to go off. I had no self-esteem, no self-worth." Or Jim Carrey, one of the most famous comedians alive, who said, "I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of, so they can see that it's not the answer." Even billionaires echo this truth. Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba, once admitted that after all his wealth and achievements, the problems never went away, they just changed shape. And maybe you felt it too. You finally got the job you wanted, the recognition you longed for, the relationship you thought would make everything perfect. And yet, quietly, you realized life still felt incomplete. That realization is often crushing, because if success isn't the answer, what is? This paradox, the endless cycle of desire and emptiness, isn't new. Humanity has struggled with it for thousands of years. But here's the thing, the way we define success today, money, fame, status, is actually a very modern invention. Ancient philosophers had a very different idea of what it meant to live well. Religion shaped it one way, the Industrial Revolution shaped it another, and consumerism shaped it yet again. To really understand why success feels so empty today, we need to step back in time and explore how the meaning of success has changed through history. That's where we're headed in Chapter 2. In Chapter 1, we discovered that success often feels empty because of the endless cycle of desire. But there's another layer to the story. The way we think about success today, money, fame, titles, possessions, is not the way humans have always thought about it. In fact, the very idea of success has changed dramatically over the centuries. To really understand our emptiness, we need to step back and ask, how did humanity's definition of a successful life evolve? The ancients didn't talk about success, they talked about the good life. For Aristotle, success wasn't about riches or recognition. He used the word eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing. A good life, he said, is one where we practice virtue, cultivate wisdom, and contribute to our community. Success was less about achievement and more about becoming a better human being. Epicurus, on the other hand, taught that the goal of life was pleasure, but not in the shallow, indulgent sense. For him, true pleasure came from simple living, friendship, and freedom from unnecessary desire. To Epicurus, someone living quietly in a garden, surrounded by friends, was far more successful than a wealthy ruler enslaved to ambition. Then came the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. They believed success was measured not by wealth or fame, but by virtue and self-control. If you could face life's hardships with wisdom, courage, and integrity, you were successful, no matter how much money or power you had. Notice the pattern here. For the ancients, success wasn't external. It wasn't measured in titles or possessions. It was inward, rooted in character, virtue, and peace of mind. But history would not stay that way. As centuries passed, religion began to shape society's view of success. In Christianity, particularly in Protestant traditions, work took on moral significance. The Protestant work ethic, famously analyzed by sociologist Max Weber, taught that hard work, discipline, and worldly success were signs of God's favor. Productivity wasn't just an economic activity, it became a spiritual duty. Even today, you can still hear echoes of this mindset. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. If you're not working hard, you're wasting your life. This link between morality and productivity still shapes us. Many of us feel guilty when we're not working, even if we've already achieved more than enough. Rest feels like laziness. Taking time off feels selfish. In this worldview, success stopped being about virtue or inner peace. It became about proving yourself through relentless effort and finding moral worth in productivity itself. When did hard work stop being noble and start being survival? The Industrial Revolution changed everything. For centuries, work had been tied to land, craft, or family trade. But as factories rose, success became tied to output. A person's value was measured in hours worked, goods produced, efficiency achieved. Workers became cogs in a machine, their worth defined by productivity. And for the first time, life became dominated by the clock. The rhythm of the factory, shifts, deadlines, quotas, replaced the natural rhythms of land, community, or self. This was the birth of the rat race. Suddenly, success wasn't about flourishing or salvation or even moral dignity. It was about survival, keeping up with the demands of an industrial economy that never stopped. And here's the twist, this industrial mindset still shapes us today. Think about how we glorify hustle culture, how we measure ourselves by job titles, salaries, and productivity apps. We've inherited a system where our worth is measured by output, not by who we are, but by what we produce. Is success today just the ability to consume more than others? If industrialization tied success to work, consumerism tied it to spending. By the mid-20th century, advertising transformed society's idea of the good life. Success became a lifestyle, something you could buy. A bigger house, a nicer car, the latest gadgets, designer clothes. Corporations didn't just sell products, they sold identities. Ads told us that buying this car meant freedom, wearing that brand meant sophistication, living in that house meant achievement. And so, success became not just about what we produced, but about what we consumed. This is the world we live in now. A world where your social status can be measured by your Instagram feed, where luxury and success are almost interchangeable, and where people feel pressure to prove their worth not just through hard work, but through visible consumption. But here's the problem. Consumption doesn't end the emptiness. Just like in Schopenhauer's cycle, once you buy the thing you thought would complete you, the satisfaction fades. A new desire takes its place, and the treadmill speeds up again. From Aristotle's virtue to Epicurus's pleasure, from the Protestant work ethic to the rat race of industrialization, to the consumerist obsession of today, the meaning of success has shifted again and again. But the irony is this: the more success became external, tied to wealth, work, or possessions, the more people seem to feel empty after achieving it. Which leads us to the next question: why does success feel especially hollow in our modern world? What is it about today's culture, technology, and media that makes the emptiness so sharp? That's exactly what we'll uncover in Chapter 3. So far, we've seen how the meaning of success has evolved, from Aristotle's flourishing to religion's moral weight of work, to industrial productivity, and finally to consumerist display. But if success has always carried some sense of striving, why does it feel so uniquely hollow today? Why, in a world with more wealth, technology, and opportunity than ever, do so many of us still feel dissatisfied and restless? The answer lies in the forces of our modern world, forces that shape our minds in ways the ancients couldn't have imagined. Why does everyone online look successful, except you? Scroll through Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn, and you'll see endless highlight reels. The vacation shots, the luxury cars, the job promotions, the perfect relationships. But what you don't see are the insecurities, the failures, the private struggles. Social media creates the illusion that everyone else is winning while you're falling behind. Psychologists call this status anxiety, the fear that we're not measuring up compared to others. And thanks to social media, we now compare ourselves not just to our neighbors or colleagues, but to millions of strangers around the world. The irony? Many of the people posting their success online feel just as empty as you do. But when we only see the curated version of their lives, we assume they've found fulfillment, and we wonder why we haven't. This illusion feeds the emptiness. Because even when we achieve something, it doesn't feel enough, not when someone else online seems to be doing better. When did working hard stop being inspiring and start feeling like running in circles? In the age of hustle culture, success has become synonymous with constant achievement. Productivity gurus tell us to wake up at 5 a.m., grind through endless tasks, and never be satisfied with good enough. But this mindset turns life into a hamster wheel. No matter how fast you run, there's always another milestone to chase. You publish a book? Someone else just hit the bestseller list. You earn 6 figures? Someone else just built a 7-figure business. You hit 100,000 subscribers? Someone else just crossed 1 million. The wheel never stops. And here's the cruel part: if you step off, you feel like a failure. The culture of endless striving tells us that rest is laziness, slowing down is weakness, and contentment is mediocrity. But deep down, many of us know this wheel isn't leading anywhere meaningful. It's just exhausting us, one spin at a time. What if the very tools designed to connect and empower us are stealing the depth we need to feel fulfilled? Technology has given us incredible power, but it's also rewired our brains. Instead of deep focus, we live in a world of constant distraction. Notifications, emails, TikTok clips, 10-second dopamine hits. And here's the problem: fulfillment doesn't come from shallow stimulation. It comes from depth, deep work, deep relationships, deep reflection. But when our days are carved up into fragments of scrolling and clicking, we lose that depth. And without depth, even our achievements feel flat. Think about it. Have you ever finished a long scroll on social media only to feel emptier than before you started? That's because shallow stimulation numbs us instead of nourishing us. Schopenhauer might say, the will has found a new toy, and technology feeds it endlessly, but never satisfies it. Finally, Let's look at the people society calls the most successful. Celebrities who spiral into addiction. CEOs who admit to loneliness at the top. Athletes who fall into depression after their greatest victories. These stories shock us because they reveal a truth we'd rather ignore. Success doesn't protect us from emptiness. In fact, it often magnifies it. When you finally make it, and you still feel unfulfilled, the question becomes terrifying. If even success doesn't satisfy me, then what will? This is the existential crisis of the successful. And it's why so many who reach the peak end up questioning the very meaning of their lives. And perhaps you felt it in your own way, that quiet voice after a big achievement whispering, "Is this all there is?" In today's world, success feels especially empty because of the forces surrounding us, the illusion of social media, the hamster wheel of hustle culture, the shallow stimulation of technology, and the existential void at the top. But if this is the problem, then what's the solution? This is where Schopenhauer returns with his most radical ideas. In the next chapter, we'll explore his answer, that to escape the emptiness of success, we must step outside the cycle of endless desire itself. And he offers a surprising path, through art, compassion, and the refusal to let the will control our lives. In Chapter 3, we saw how modern life, social media, hustle culture, constant distraction, make success feel emptier than ever. But here's the big question. If success leaves us restless, what's the alternative? This is where Arthur Schopenhauer offers one of the most radical answers in philosophy. He argued that we can never find lasting fulfillment if we're trapped in the endless cycle of desire. The only cure is to step outside it. And while his philosophy is famously dark, it also offers surprising wisdom, pointing us toward art, compassion, and even freedom. Success is not the prize, it's the bait. Schopenhauer believed that at the root of human life is the will, an unstoppable drive to want, strive, and chase. Every time you think, if I just get this one thing, I'll finally be happy, that's the will speaking. And every time you get it, only to feel restless again, that's the will moving the goalposts. This is why success feels empty. It was never designed to fulfill you. It was designed to keep you chasing. Think of it like a mirage in the desert. From a distance, success looks like water. But when you get closer, it vanishes, and a new mirage appears further ahead. For Schopenhauer, the only real escape was to stop chasing mirages altogether. Have you ever lost yourself in music, art, or nature, and, for a moment, felt truly free? Schopenhauer believed that art was one of the few ways to temporarily escape the tyranny of the will. When you're fully absorbed in a painting, or a symphony, or even a sunset, something strange happens. You stop wanting. You're not craving more likes, more money, more recognition. You're simply there, immersed in beauty. In those moments, the endless hunger of desire goes quiet. This is why Schopenhauer saw art not as entertainment, but as liberation. A great work of art, a piece of music, or even a moment in nature can lift us out of the restless cycle, if only for a short while. It's why people describe music as healing, why a walk in the forest feels restorative, why gazing at the stars can make our daily ambitions feel trivial. In those moments, we glimpse life without striving. And that, Schopenhauer believed, is true peace. But Schopenhauer didn't stop with art. He also believed there was another way to escape the prison of desire, compassion. Desire is self-centered. It's always about my goals, my success, my recognition. But compassion shifts our focus outward. When you truly care for another person, you forget yourself. You stop obsessing over your own cravings. For a moment, you're free from the will, because you're not living for yourself but for someone else. This is why acts of kindness often feel more fulfilling than personal achievements. Helping a stranger, supporting a friend, caring for family. These moments connect us to something larger than our individual striving. And they create a type of success that feels richer than any paycheck or trophy. The success of love, connection, and shared humanity. What's fascinating is how modern psychology echoes Schopenhauer's ideas. Psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi described flow states, moments when we're so absorbed in an activity that time seems to disappear. Flow is deeply fulfilling, and it mirrors Schopenhauer's idea of losing the self in art or creative work. Mindfulness practices, drawn from Eastern traditions, also aim to quiet desire by grounding us in the present moment. something Schopenhauer admired and incorporated into his philosophy. Research on intrinsic motivation shows that we feel more fulfilled when we pursue activities for their own sake, not for rewards, recognition, or outcomes. This aligns perfectly with Schopenhauer's warning against chasing external success. In other words, science is catching up to what Schopenhauer was saying 200 years ago. Fulfillment comes not from chasing the next trophy, but from losing ourselves in presence, beauty, creativity, and compassion. Schopenhauer's cure for the emptiness of success was not more striving, but less. By stepping outside the will, through art, compassion, and present moment absorption, we glimpse a peace that success alone can never give us. But of course, this raises the final question. If we can't rely on the traditional idea of success, how should we redefine it for ourselves today? That's what we'll explore in Chapter 5, Building a New Framework for Success, one that actually leads to fulfillment. We've seen why success often feels empty, how history shaped our obsession with achievement, why modern life amplifies the emptiness, and how Schopenhauer points us toward peace through art and compassion. But we're left with the ultimate question. If the traditional idea of success doesn't fulfill us, then what does? The answer isn't to stop striving altogether. It's to redefine success in a way that brings meaning, depth, and peace into our lives. What if success wasn't about reaching, but about becoming? The old definition of success is outcome-driven, the promotion, the house, the numbers in your bank account. But this definition will always disappoint because the finish line keeps moving. A new definition of success must focus on growth instead of outcomes. Success is not did I get the trophy, but am I becoming the person I want to be? Think of a musician who practices every day, not for fame, but for the joy of mastery. Or a writer who writes, not for bestseller lists, but because writing itself is fulfillment. When success is growth, every step forward counts. And you're never truly empty because the process itself is meaningful. What if success was less about chasing and more about choosing? Here are some practical tools to reshape your relationship with success. Deep reading and reflection. Replace shallow scrolling with slow, thoughtful reading. Books, philosophy, essays, things that challenge you instead of just entertaining you. This cultivates depth, the very thing modern life erodes. Journaling and questioning assumptions. Write not about what you want, but why you want it. Ask, would achieving this really change who I am, or just give me a temporary high? Digital detox and mindful consumption. Take time away from algorithms designed to hijack your desires. Reclaim your attention so you can pursue what truly matters. Pursuing mastery over metrics. Instead of chasing external validation, chase skill, depth, and excellence. The satisfaction of mastery lasts far longer than the thrill of likes or money. These aren't easy steps, but they slowly shift success from something external and fleeting to something internal and lasting. Section 5.3, Community and Shared Purpose. Why do we feel happiest not alone at the finish line, but walking the path with others? The old idea of success is solitary, my achievements, my wealth, my status. But true fulfillment often comes from shared purpose. Think about the times you felt most alive. Was it getting a raise? Or was it creating something meaningful with others, working as part of a team, helping your family, or belonging to a community that mattered? Humans are social beings. Success without connection feels hollow because it goes against our nature. A new framework of success must include relationships, contribution, and belonging. It's not about being the richest person in the room. It's about being the person who helped others grow, who lifted people up, who created something larger than themselves. Maybe the only true success is realizing you don't need success at all. This doesn't mean giving up ambition or becoming passive. It means redefining the end goal. Instead of endlessly craving more, success can mean reaching a place of enough money to live, enough relationships to feel loved, enough growth to feel alive. Schopenhauer would say this is the only real escape from the will, learning to quiet the endless hunger for more and embracing sufficiency. The minimalist movement reflects this. So does mindfulness. So does the joy of a quiet life, lived with intention. Imagine a life where success is not a race, not a scoreboard, but a state of peace. Where instead of chasing external validation, you measure success by inner alignment. Am I living according to my values? Am I at peace with what I have? That may be the truest form of success we can hope for. So why does success feel empty? Because the version of success we've inherited, wealth, fame, titles, possessions, was never designed to satisfy us. It keeps us chasing, never arriving. But if we step outside the illusion, if we redefine success as growth, mastery, connection, and enoughness, we find a different kind of fulfillment. One that doesn't vanish the moment we achieve it. Schopenhauer showed us that true peace comes not from feeding the will, but from escaping it, through art, compassion, and living beyond the hunger for more. And maybe that's the final lesson. Success isn't about reaching some final destination. It's about learning how to live fully, here and now, without waiting for the next achievement to save us. Because in the end, perhaps the greatest success is simply learning how to be at peace.